Yo, if you're looking for a party tonight, the Mecca is where it's at. And man, is this place heating up.
This is how we do it. It's Friday night.
There's only 4 teams left battling for the Big East crown. First, it's the Friars, who don't stop balling to the end.
Cartwright, the spin.
But it's the X-Men, who know how to bring down the house. So let's see who's got that fresh swag to go all the way. It's time to blow the roof off this garden. The Big East Tournament Semifinals starts now on FS1.
This is how we do the semifinals of the Big East Tournament. The Ford FS1 College Hoops Tip-Off, sponsored by Ford. Going further so you can. Big East Coach of the Year, Chris Mack, in his 5th straight Big East Tournament semifinal. Is this the year they finally win it all? Optimism high for the 1 seed, courtesy of Trayvon Blewett and his 3 straight 20-point games. But up next for the Musketeers, Kyron Cartwright and a tricky 20-win side from Providence. Semi-final Friday is here. Villanova, Butler in our nightcap. But we begin with a 1v5 matchup from the floor of Madison Square Garden. Thrilled you're with us. Player introductions going on behind us. Rob Stone, Donnie Marshall, Kevin Willard, the head coach of Seton Hall, joining us. Usually you're not free on this Friday night. You played in the last 3 semifinals, but nothing better to do this Friday night?
No, I had a little trouble with the buzzer last night, so glad to be here with you guys.
By the way, the refs are loving you here tonight.
They always love you when we're on this side. Once you get on the sideline, it's a whole different story.
Let's take a look at our updated Big East bracket. Only 4 remain. Xavier, Nova. We all expected them to be here. A couple surprises, though. Providence coming up next, and then Butler in our nightcap. Championship game tomorrow night, 6:30 Eastern, over on Fox. Coach, let's start with you. Xavier is heavily favored in this one. If you're Ed Cooley in Providence, what has to be the focus tonight?
You have to find a way to stop Xavier's 3 big guys. You cannot let Xavier dominate you inside. Chris Mack does as good as any job in the country of getting the basketball inside. Xavier has to find a solution to that.
Yeah, and they really have been, I think, the best team in the country the last 3 weeks or so. They've won 13 of their last 14. This is a team since realignment has been in the semifinals every year. But on the other side, you have a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde in Eddie Cooley's Providence Friars. Which team will show up, I think, in my opinion, is scarier, Coach, than a team that you know shoots lights out.
No question. I think tonight Ed Cooley needs Jalen Lindsey to show up, and he needs to show up in a big-time way. If he can make threes, open up the court for Kyron Cartwright, Providence has a good shot.
Providence, the only team in the nation to defeat both Xavier and Villanova this season. Again, Villanova coming up a little bit later tonight. But first up, Xavier. You believe Xavier's a #1 seed in the tournament right now?
I do. I think Xavier's as good as any team in the country.
And they have been as good as any team in the country for how long now?
One of the most complete teams in America all season long.
Last couple of weeks, you think they're #1 in the nation. They've won 13 of their last 14. 3 of us will see you next at halftime if the refs don't get to Kevin Willard. For the call, Gus Johnson, Jim Jackson.
All right, thank you very much, Stoner. We are ready for semifinal action at the world's most famous arena. Hi, everybody. Gus Johnson, along with former Ohio State Player of the Year and All-America Jimmy Jackson. Semifinal, Big East Tournament. These 2 teams familiar with each other, each winning a game at home against each other. This should be a very interesting matchup because when you look at Providence, when you look at Xavier, they've got some really tall, long guys.
And big guys, so it's not going to be a surprise. Both teams know each other, like Coach Willard said. Xavier's going to try to pound the ball, but also tempo, push after makes and misses. And look for Providence, I think, after the game, that Alpha Diallo and also Rodney Bullock had to go one-on-one in the post and cause some havoc on the offensive end.
All right, let's join the 3rd member of our team on the sideline, Lisa Byington.
Well, when 8 days ago, when Xavier beat Providence, Ed Cooley said, I'd be excited to get to play them again. Now, those were words meant to motivate his team. Chris Mack has used them as another example in what he told me in his words, why people think our team is the most overrated #1 seed in the country. Now, the two head coaches are friends. They exchange friendly texts about it. They've joked about it, but they certainly have used it as part of the buildup tonight, Gus.
All right, Lisa, thank you very much. Let's take a look at the starting lineups for the Musketeers and the Friars for Providence. I tell you what, Cartwright with a wonderful move last night to win it for Providence and for Xavier. Keep your eye on Quentin Gooden. He scares this Providence team, especially when he's shooting it well. And your officials for this evening's game: John Gaffney, Jeffrey Anderson, and Ed Corbett. Providence and Xavier split their two meetings this year. The Friars won 81-72 at the Dunk in January. Isaiah Jackson scored 18 off the bench. Xavier got revenge with an 84-74 win at Cintas. Trayvon Blewett with 23. Here we go. Cartwright, the runner. In and out. And the rebound to Blewett. What should we pay attention to early on in this game, Jimmy?
Well, a lot of movement for Xavier. Of course, they want to get some isolations in the post. See if Cantor can go to work. You draw the defense in, and then you can kick open to open three-point shots. And Providence right there want to get the ball to the basket like Cartwright did on last play.
Najee Marshall with the underneath layup, and Xavier is on the board.
Najee Marshall adds so much to this Xavier team. He's long, he's athletic, he's a playmaker, he plays under control. And that's saying a lot for a young fellow.
Najee Marshall, freshman from Atlantic City, also spent some time in the DMV. Meanwhile, Bullock, who's really starting to come into his own, hits his first shot.
It's all about confidence. You see the ball go in early, now you feel good about yourself. And I talked about coming off that game last night. He was exciting, he was energetic, but more importantly, Gus, as we saw in that last shot, he was ultra aggressive.
Bullock with 13 against Great. Top of the arc, Trayvon Blewett. Loose ball, batted around, knocked out of bounds, and it's Providence basketball. Chris Mack, he's a winner, 48 years old, named Big East Coach of the Year this week after recording his 5th straight 20-win season and his first Big East regular season title. Diallo coming off a nice game against Creighton. 13 to shoot. Lindsey deep, off the heel, loose ball, and a foul coming up on Bullock.
And an excellent job on the pick and roll that time by stretching Cartwright out. That pulled Lindsey a little bit deeper. And actually they had a pass inside, but because they were long and you took away the passing lanes from Cartwright, he couldn't get the ball inside to Caleb Young.
When you play guys that were tall and long, and you're a big man yourself, what was the key to getting your shots off?
Creating space. You got to be able to create enough space, whether you're posting up or getting a jump shot. So now that length doesn't bother you on a contest.
Cantor backing his way in, draws a double team, got it away, and hits. He is tricky down there. He's like an old school YMCA ball player.
Slow movement, methodical, but he uses his body really well. And that time Rodney Bullock came down, but he didn't commit. So he's able to split that double team a little bit and score inside.
Cantor, the younger brother of Ennis Cantor, who plays here with the New York Knicks. He's in Milwaukee today as they get ready to play the Bucks. Deep J, Cartwright, no. Marshall kicks it out. Blewett on the baseline. Lindsey guarding it. That's one of those longer defenders that's going to try to cause some problems for Blewett. Here's Cantor, left hand, no. Bullock with a board.
Well, both Young and Lindsey solid in their defensive effort. They stayed disciplined on that possession.
Meanwhile, Bullock hits a deep three, and he's off to a terrific start. He has all 5 points for Providence.
Yeah, such a tough guard, especially when he gets his jump shot going. Look for Bullock now to incorporate a little pump fake and then put it on the deck and attack.
Blewett deep jumper, pure. He knows how to get that thing off. Second leading scorer in the history of Xavier.
Well, you saw right there, you talk about creating space, how you get your shot. A little step back right there, forced Lindsey into the lane. I mean, below the three-point line. Now he's able to get a shot up.
Blewett coming off a 27-point game last night. Bullock again. And another rebound for Najee Marshall, the freshman. Here's Marshall, great athlete, and he carried the ball on the baseline.
He tucked down, double team, methodic, YMC game, so what? Take a little contact, left hand, soft touch inside, and bullet deep range. Got there just a little late by Najee Marshall.
He used his brother Ennis's locker yesterday in the Knicks locker room at MSG. Cantor, part of that Carmelo Anthony trade coming from Oklahoma City to New York.
And he's hoping that they win this game because he's never been had a chance to see his brother play in person in college.
And he will tomorrow if they advance. Here's Gooden in transition. He's great down here. The teardrop off the front rim and in. This kid keeps getting better and better. He was forced into the starting lineup as a freshman, made the adjustment, and now he is a big part of what Chris Mack wants to do.
So much confidence gained from that Elite 8 run. He made some plays down the stretch. And I'll tell you what, when he's coming at you full speed, you see a foul right here. Cartwright is going to pick him up early.
15:40 to go. First half, 9-5 Xavier.
Well, just surveying the area, using that supreme athleticism, and then stops on the dime for a nice little runner inside.
The Big East tournament is sponsored by Jeep Grand Cherokee. From New York City, the world's most famous arena, Madison Square Garden, 9-5 Xavier on top of Providence here in the semis. Now, Providence and Xavier met twice this season, January 6th. Kyron Cartwright and Rodney Bullock led the Friars to an upset win over the 5th-ranked Musketeers. February 28th, though, Xavier beat Providence 84-74, clinching at least a share of its first ever Big East regular season championship. Xavier is ranked a school record best, 3rd in the latest AP poll, and has won 4 straight, 13 of 14.
Playing their best basketball at the end of the year. So versatile with their lineups. They're long, they're athletic, they defend, multiple playmakers, and more importantly, they play with a chip on their shoulder, knowing that they had a lot to prove.
Diallo, quick release. That ball deflected by Macura as it left his hands. Providence starts this game 2 for 8 from the field. Nate Watson is checked in for PC. He's a big guy, 6'10 freshman, number 0. He's guarding O'Mara. Good off the bounce to the cup. The runner, air ball snatched out of the air by Watson.
And great defense that time by Cartwright.
Cartwright baseline, the elbow goes up, and Macura got a hand on it again. Meanwhile, Lindsey on the fade. PC getting shots. Now Macura cut off on the baseline by Lindsey. Good, top of the key, 20-footer. Macura with the rebound, can't stick it back.
And that's the part of the game right there for Quentin Gooden. If he can get that down, Gus, where he's really knocking that long ball with consistency, is going to open up everything else in his game.
Watson with the jump hook on the baseline with the left hand.
How about that? Nowhere really to operate in a soft touch.
3 games ago against Xavier, he had 6 points, 3 blocks, and 2 rebounds. He's a big guy. 6'10 out of Arlington, Virginia.
Boy, this is his feel right here. He gives himself enough room on the baseline to turn and now score. And talking to Coach Cooley, he calls him 2 points waiting to happen. And the more comfortable he gets at playing at this level, the more he continues to work on his game. You're going to see much more that kind of productivity.
9-7 Xavier. Blewett working hard off the ball. Quick release 3. Strong. Marshall keeps it alive, can't hold on, and a foul coming up against Providence, and that's the first foul on Diallo.
And that's contributing in a different way for Najee Marshall. He does all the little things. That time he came from the opposite side to be able to get that rebound and keep the possession alive for Xavier.
Kaiser Gates checks in now. He's coming off that 16-point performance yesterday against St. John's. Musketeers beating the Red Storm 88-60 in the quarterfinals. They turned a 4-point halftime lead into a 28-point blowout. Also Scruggs in with the ball right now for the X-Men. Blewett baseline. Scruggs sets his feet and hits.
A beautiful play that time, and the back line for Providence got lost when Scruggs went to the corner, and the quick decision that time by Trayvon Blewett to hit him in rhythm to be able to knock down that shot.
Scruggs, freshman from Indianapolis. Diallo. 8 to shoot. Lindsay, 4 to shoot. Stripped by Gates, stolen by Gates. He'll leave it for Blewett. Gooden takes a 3. And now Ed Cooley wants to slow things down. Malik White at the point.
Yeah, a couple times yesterday, guys, this Providence team got stuck on one side of the court. They played to the hands of the defense. They're at their best when they can move the ball.
And Gooden robs White to the basket and jams it down. That's a good old-fashioned New York pickpocket.
Yeah, but he's sneaky quick with his hands, and Malik White can't play with the ball out front. Be assertive and try to get by, but not what good show.
14 to 7, 10-2 run for Xavier. Watson again inside, across the lane this time. Goes up, no. Blewett, great legs tonight. Takes a 3. In and out. Tight rims at the guard. They're usually loose.
I like them that play. They were a little loose.
Lindsay baseline J. Got it.
That was loose. And that's another way that this Providence team, again, they won the game yesterday shooting 36%. But if they can get out in transition, that secondary break, spread it out, get some shots, now you take away the length of this Xavier defense.
O'Mara wants some space. Backs up on Watson across the lane, and good for the big man. Big Sean with his first bucket of the game.
Yeah, a lot of beef down there, but again, he uses big shoulder and wide body and lower body to, again, create space to get to that left-hand hook inside.
Watson gets it back out, and a steal. Scruggs hustling, gets to the hole, and flushes it. And a timeout called by Ed Cooley and the Friars. Xavier coming out, playing with incredible energy and hustle.
A little Jay-Z, excuse me, miss, let me take that. I'm going to get to the other end, show off some of my athleticism. Slam dunk for Quentin Gooden. And then being more active, the freshman, Scruggs wants to get involved. Not just you, young fella. I'm contributing in many different ways.
11:48 to play first half. Xavier up by 8. The winner of this game heads to the Big East Tournament Championship. Harvick looks to make it 3 in a row as NASCAR heads to Phoenix for the second race of the NASCAR Goes West series. Catch all the action Sunday starting at 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific on Fox. We're streaming live on Fox Sports Go. Our score, 8-point lead for the Musketeers over the Providence Fires. In the huddle, sponsored by the L.
We got 2 kills. The only good look they've gotten is Lindsay in transition. I know you were back. You were looking for like long guys to the rim, but you got to filter out. We got to, first thing's basket. Second thing is identifying shooters. Obviously the ball's got to get stopped. Hey, Sean and Karen been doing a great job of building walls in transition because their bigs lag back. It's like we got 5 versus 4 in transition, then we get matched up.
Coaches always talk about protect the paint first, especially with a team that's not known for knocking down 3-point shots. But he also, Chris Max, wants his team to be aware when they spread out a little bit, make sure you're at arm's distance. So when that pass comes up, you're right in their shooting pocket and taking away a deep 3.
Let's go to Lisa Byington.
Ed Cooley reminding his team not to be overwhelmed by this moment. He said, guys, we have plenty of time to come back. We have to get rid of the energy plays, and that means the turnovers leading to uncontested dunks and layups. But very, very encouraging huddle on the Providence side, guys.
Here's McCure curling to the basket, hangs in the air, won't get the low. Tyreek Jones with the board, and he can't finish. Marshall plucks it. Right now, Xavier dominating in the paint. 12-0. Points in the paint. Jones across the lane, almost traveled, picked up by Bullock.
And that time Jones has to feel that the double team is there, the pressure is there. Make a move, then make a quick decision and kick it out. Somebody's going to be open.
Bullock with a pump fake, pulls up from 16, off the heel. Geyser Gates with the rebound.
And Geyser, great defense that time. Showing a little versatility, not just as an offensive player, but having an impact, Gus, on the defensive end on that possession.
Gates, 3. Rims out. Kyron Cartwright with the rebound. Isaiah Jackson, very aggressive rebounder. Nothing coming easy right now for PC. Edwards. 4 to shoot for Jackson. He'll take a jumper. And the easy rebound to Najee Marshall. I tell you, when I watch Xavier, Jimmy, tell me if I'm wrong about this. I feel like I'm watching the college version of the San Antonio Spurs.
Well, how they play. I tell you what, the discipline on defense you watch, it may be some openings to drive the lane, but then the gap closes because they play such great half-court defense.
Akira, 7 to shoot. Scruggs looks for Jones, and an offensive foul, and Watson just whacked Jones. Sends him to the floor. That's a good, hard, no foul.
Wow. I mean, came across. Jones pushes off. That's a lot of body, but it's a clean play. It's just, that's just 2 big bodies going up, and one getting the better of the other one, guys.
Tell you what, I saw a matchup yesterday. Weidman and Delgado. You would have thought it was a WWE.
I was impressed with the officials in the earlier game too. Allowed the physical contact, kind of let the guys play the game, and now you have to make adjustments to that. And I thought both teams did an excellent job of playing physical without getting over the top.
Ryers throw it away for the 4th time. Scruggs on the stop and stop to the bucket up and in.
Well, you can't turn the ball over. Another live ball turnover. That gives Scruggs an opportunity at the top of the key. Again, you got to pick up these Xavier guards early. If not, they have the ability, Gus, hesitate and get to the basket. They're long and athletic and can finish.
Cartwright looking for space. Drives baseline, pulls off the heel. Lid on the basket right now for Providence. Cartwright 0 for 4 inside Jones from McCure, and he'll pound it down. A little Mark Jackson shimmy shake.
Perfect for New York, but again, it's in transition. This Xavier team is sneaky fast, and one thing I love about J.P. McCure, he may not be shooting the ball with accuracy in the last couple of games, but he makes plays. In transition, he waited till Tyreek Jones came down the middle, dropped it perfectly for the hammer slam.
Tyreek Jones goes to the line, sophomore from Bloomfield, Connecticut. Vermont Academy had 3 against St. John's yesterday, adds the free throw. Xavier with a 23-10 lead. 19-5 run in the last 8 minutes. Bullock. And he stops the bleeding.
And there you go. And Providence also has to figure out a way to get Alpha Diallo and Diallo involved in this game because he's such an integral part of their offense.
I like the young guys that come in for Xavier. I like Scruggs. I like Marshall. Gooden is only a sophomore. Future is bright in Cincinnati. McCure the fadeaway, easy.
In a good balance because you have veteran leadership with McCure on the court, but then you have these young guys that are energetic, athletic. You don't lose a lot when you go to the bench if you're Xavier. Actually, you begin to make runs with this team that's in the game a lot of the times, guys.
Bullock, a 3. Najee Marshall with yet another rebound, his 6th in the first half. Scruggs, quick with the ball, top of the key, Jay Pure. I think Greg Popovich would like watching this team. He would see a little bit of himself in it. Chris Mack has his boys moving and grooving. Xavier looking to dance as a #1 seed in the NCAA tournament, but can they win the Big East tourney? Off to a great start in the semis.
Play with any pop.
Guys are feeling sorry. They're bringing it to you. We're not bringing it to them. We're turning the ball. We can't turn the ball over. Now, there's a lot of game left. But we got to start doing this right now. You got to guard with a purpose.
28-12, Ed Cooley trying to inspire his team. He said they needed to come out and play with energy and enthusiasm and commitment. Hasn't happened so far. Let's go to Lisa.
Chris Mack told his team, don't even look at the scoreboard. We're not up by 16. We don't even have a lead. Remember, there are seniors over on the other side. There are seniors in that Providence huddle who are going to make a comeback. You have to be ready for that, guys.
All right, thank you very much. Diallo, who had a big game yesterday, 19 points, off to a slow beginning. He hasn't scored yet. Here's Diallo, guarded by Gates. Tries to take him baseline. Now reverses, spins, pumps off the window, and finally he's on the board.
Well, and that was good defense. Kaiser Gates cut off the baseline, forced Diallo to spin to the middle, cut off the middle. But that time Diallo just was able to get up and use that athleticism a little bit and finish inside. But again, good defense by Kaiser, just better off.
Blew it. Step back jumper. Rims off. Rebounded by Bullock. 28-14. Semifinals. Lindsey 3. Got it.
In the huddle, the calmness of Coach Cooley, I think, fed to his team, but the intensity in which way he taught sent a message, and on those two possessions, Providence responded out of the timeout.
Quick 5-0 run for PC. Scruggs has played with great energy as Gates fires an air ball.
Gus, earlier, Coach Mack talked about setting their defense in the paint. Well, their offense has been setting the tone. Early in this game, you're talking about 18 points to 4 points in the paint for Xavier. Now you can force Providence to look inside to double team. That opens it up.
Here's Diallo on the baseline working Gates. Backs him down now. Jump hook on the baseline. An air ball. Gates is another one of those Xavier players that has incredible length. He's 6'8". Cantor.
Mismatch.
Across the lane and a foul. So Kerem Cantor, the Turkish international, will go to the line. Remember, his brother plays for the Knicks. Actually, he will not go to the line. A non-shooting foul. There's the jersey. He's in his brother's locker. I asked him before the game, you ever beat your brother in one-on-one? He said, I beat him all the time.
Yeah, okay. Well, you know what, though? He probably stretch him out and shoot jump shots on him.
And there's that left hand hook on the baseline. He's got all those YMCA moves that can drive you crazy.
I know, man, because he's not going to beat you with athleticism, but he gets such good deep post position, and he's tricky and crafty once he gets the ball. He's not going to elevate over you, but he has such a soft touch.
Meanwhile, Cartwright got the step and draws the foul. His first basket of the game.
Well, when you can swing the ball and you force Xavier's defense to switch a little bit in regards to moving left to right, the gaps are going to open, and now you can exploit it. But how about Kerem Cantor right here? Soft touch to the baseline. Wonder if he got that from his brother.
So Cartwright at the line, a 76% free throw shooter, all Big East honorable mention from Compton, California. Adds the free throw. They need him to play his best. He averages about 12 a game. Here's the pressure by Providence. Broken easily, Marshall. They swing it, Cantor. Now they'll back up on Bullock. Bullock trying to hold him off. Baseline turn and pure.
But you see him eyeing Bullock and eyeing the middle of the court. Okay, you're going to come double team you now. I'm going to keep my dribble. And as soon as the double team went away, that's when he spent baseline. That's intelligence right there, guys.
6 points for Cantor. Jackson couldn't square his shoulders, gets his own rebound, dumps it down. Bullock will lay it in.
You see Bullock, he hesitated a little bit. He had the layup right away. But how about the hustle that time to keep the ball alive by Isaiah Jackson?
32-22. Cantor again.
Why not, Gus? Go
This
back
is
to
fun. Yes. And this time he's fouled.
You talk about experience. When post players come into college, they're not comfortable with a double team. This time he's just eyeing the middle. Okay, now you come down. I'm going to maintain my dribble. As soon as you go back, guess what? Now I'm going right back at you. I see the double team, baseline. But that's growth. That's maturity. More important, that's experience.
It's almost unfair. He told me before the game that he had a chance to work out with his brother this summer. And one of the guys he worked out against was Carmelo Anthony. So don't think that he didn't learn some trickies.
Footwork, how to use your body on the post, but how to get open and then get. I think the important part for a post player is getting the position that you want on the court where you feel comfortable, where you can go to work.
And both free throws are good. Cantor has Xavier's last 6 points. Scruggs comes back in. And Makura, the senior, heads to the bench. 34-22. Bullock guarded by Blue. Watson wants it. Cantor's on his back. Cartwright a three. Boy, I love this Najee Marshall. Jimmy. He's got some ferocity in this game. 7 rebounds already.
Well, he's grown so much in confidence. Early on, it was trying to figure it out, and Diallo open, not able to knock it in, but he's added so much value, especially to the second unit.
Here's Gooden quickly to the basket, hangs in the air, lost it. Providence picks it up, 3-on-2 now. Diallo to the hole, and he's fouled. 3:39 to play first half. Providence trying to fight their way back into this game. Xavier with a 34-22 lead. This is the Big East tournament, the semifinals. Xavier Providence from the Mecca.
There's a lot of great, interesting nuggets about going to the Big East tournament. When you're getting off the train and you go up the stairs, you kind of got this emotional feeling like we're here. We've arrived in New York. You go up the elevator, you see it's dirty in the elevator. Then you go into the game. Those images will never go away because there's no greater place to play a national tournament than Madison Square Garden.
This taste of the Big East tournament is sponsored by Guinness. Here's to us all.
41-29. Xavier dominating. And what a difference a day makes for Paul Scruggs. Thursday he was scoreless. 0 for 3 from the field against St. John's. Tonight he ties a career high in the first half with perfect shooting.
Well, it must be because you just got the note from Lisa Byington that it's Paul's birthday. So happy birthday, young fella. Paul Scruggs. How about that? Putting in work on his birthday.
20.9 to go. Gooden will take his time as they spread the floor. Gooden really good off the dribble, especially going right. Heads that way. They swing at Cantor, the runner, off the glass and in. And that's the end of the first half, and it was a big one for the Musketeers. 10 points for Cantor, 13 for Scruggs on his birthday. And the Musketeers lead it 43-29 at the break.
No pick and roll in the middle. Cam Cantor recognizing shot clock going down, going left, runner off the glass. It's a simple play, Gus, but when you can isolate your post player, you have confidence that he can put it on the deck. It's a great play to have in your pocket.
Let's go to Lisa.
I want to start by asking about your start. You were up by 16 in the first 12 minutes. What was the biggest key during that stretch?
Well, I thought we came out with a lot of energy. Obviously, we took really good care of the ball, and you know, we made some shots. So We got to continue to do that in the second half.
Paul Scruggs on his birthday is already having a career-high day. How much did you see that coming?
He's played really aggressive. He's done a really good job, and the only difficulties for us has been keeping them out of transition. If we'd done that, they might have been closer to 17, 18 points. But they're going to push it. They got seniors. We got to do the job in the second half.
All right, thank you. Gus?
Thank you, Lisa. That's the end of the first half with the score. Xavier 43, Providence 29. Rob Stone, Donnie Marshall, and Seton Hall coach Kevin Willard will be back with the Jeep Grand Cherokee. Halftime report right after this. And welcome back to the Big East Tournament, sponsored by Jeep Grand Cherokee, New York City. The Big East Tournament semifinals, Xavier with an excellent first half, 43-29. Gus Johnson along with Jimmy Jackson. And Jimmy, when you watch Xavier play, it's almost as if Chris Mack has been able to force these kids to think with the same brain. Everything is just so fluid.
And that's difficult to do, especially when you have young players, but it's tournament time, so you expect the unexpected. And guys just step up. And how about the birthday boy today, Paul Scruggs, the freshman. 4 for 4 from the field. 2 for 2 from behind the three-point line. 3 for 3 from the free throw line. 13 points and no turnovers. A big reason why Xavier's up big. And Cam Cantor all year surprising everyone with his depth of post moves, the soft touch inside, the ability to score.
All right, let's take a look at the Jeep first half stats. Jimmy, what jumps out at you?
Well, the great defense holding the priors at 33% field goal shooting, but right here, 22 points in the paint, 18 points off the bench right there. Reason why Xavier's up big.
Let's go to Lisa.
And Cooley told me, hey, if Blewett and McCura had a combined 7 points, I would think that we were in good shape. I didn't think we were strong with the basketball in the first half. He's switching things up, guys. Freshman Makai Ashton Langford getting the start for Providence. He hasn't played yet in this game. He's going smaller to start the second half, guys.
Right. You're absolutely right, and he'll guard Gooden to start the second half. So McCura, Cantor, Gooden, Blewett, and Najee Marshall. Here's Gooden down the lane, the kick, McCura wide open, high, arcing jump shot, rims off, knocked out of bounds, and will head the other way.
Well, Langford in the lineup gives you length, but it also gives you another push. He's not going to knock down deep shots as much, but he's going to be able to push and get some athleticism out there in the front, in the backcourt for the Friars.
Ashton Langford, freshman from Worcester, Mass. Originally, he committed to Connecticut. Bullock, a fade 3, in and out. Blewett. And that one knocked out of bounds by Bullock.
Yeah, and by going small, now you got Rodney Bullock guarding Cam Cantor inside. So the job for Bullock is to meet Cantor early, push him up a little bit now, crowd his space, and get him out of his comfort zone.
McCura on Cartwright. Across the lane, the easy layup. 4 points for J.P. McCura.
And that's another mismatch that Xavier can exploit. And McCura can get on the post. Gets a smaller Cartwright.
Very similar to Villanova. Xavier can beat you from almost every position. Bullock. And good. Rodney Bullock with 11. Here's some pressure by the Friars. Broken easily. Good into the hole. Deals it off. Cantor. Easy layup.
A classic way to break the press. You pass over it, and then once you have a chance to have a 3-on-2 on the backside, you make the correct play.
Diallo knocked out of his hands. Good help defense by Gooden. Ashton Langford driving to the basket. No. Rebounded Lindsey. Double pump off the glass, and he'll get the roll. Jalen Lindsey with 8.
And if they're going to press you, Providence, you got to be a little bit more active with your hands. You can't force or allow those passes, straight line passes, Gus. Xavier can take advantage of it and exploit you and get right to the basket.
Gooden kicks it out. McCura Behind the back, out of bounds, and he throws it away.
But breaking the press, and I talked about it, excellent job getting to the middle, the pass, and now once you get inside the lane, now you just make a play. You got choices right here. If you're Gooden, he made the correct one underneath.
Only the third turnover for Xavier. Remember, yesterday they had a season-low 7 against St. John's. Just 2 points off those turnovers. And that was the strength of the Red Storm, forcing turnovers and coming up with steals. Lindsay. Now Makura. Diagonal pass. Behind the back. Blew it deep. Xavier playing with an ease, Jim.
Well, they are, but they're in a comfort zone right now. And again, they're able just to operate their offense with
cut off by Gooden and stolen away by Makura. Marshall ahead of the field. Makura has his pocket pick. Diallo will get an easy one. Nine points for Alpha Diallo.
And 2 turnovers that time by Xavier. 1 in half court and 1 off the secondary break.
Gooden bottled up on the sideline. He picks it up. Now Cantor wants it. Here comes a double. Blew it and foul.
And go back. Providence being active here. Bad pass, but the hustle was still there. Asher Langford able to get a piece and up ahead, an easy 2 for Diallo. But that's the kind of pressure that you have to have, and more importantly, that's the activity to be able to create some turnovers.
That's a third foul on Jalen Lindsay. So Trey Blewett at the line. Averaged 19 a game this season, 6th in the Big East. 6 rebounds and 3 assists. As O'Mara comes in. Trey Blewett just putting up gaudy numbers. 43% from the 3-point line this season. That's 2nd in the conference. 85% free throw shooter. 6th in the conference. Unanimous all Big East first team as usual.
And could have easily been. I mean, the conversation could go either way, whether, you know, for player of the year, I know Jalen Brunson got it, but Trayvon was right there on his heels for that award as well.
7 points for Blewett. Cartwright, the runner inside, way short. Cartwright 1 for 8. Blewett a 3. Makura kept it alive. Out of bounds. And we'll stay on this end. 15:55 to play in the second half. Right now, Xavier walk in the park. 49-35 lead.
You know, the Big East has always been about toughness, and you know, I just think that New York City sort of personifies that. If you don't bring that toughness level, you're going to be going home really quickly. So I don't think there's a conference tournament more special, more unique than the experience that our guys get when they head into Madison Square Garden and play the Big East tournament. There's nothing like it.
This taste of the Big East tournament is sponsored by Guinness. Here's to us all.
The one thing you say about Chris Mack teams, they are tough. 49-35, Xavier with the lead as you take a look at the bracket.
Well, Xavier, Providence, you talk about here. How about Villanova, Butler, 2 teams that kind of mirror each other in the way they play? It's going to be interesting as well. Split that season series.
And according to our guru, Howie Schwab, he has 2 Big East teams, Villanova and Xavier, as #1 seeds, joined by Virginia and Kansas. .55 to play. Second half, Xavier with the basketball as Blewett prepares to throw it in bounds. Good. Makura inside O'Mara. He's sealed. Can't lay it up and in.
What a beautiful play out of the timeout underneath out of bounds. Makura just not able. He had position. Couldn't finish.
Bullock steps into a 3. Providence unable to come up with timely baskets in this game. O'Mara. Guarded by Nate Watson across the lane. Jump hook. Najee Marshall with the rebound. And Akira knocks down the 3.
And once again, it was Marshall coming from the weak side to be able to keep the possession alive with the offensive rebound, and JP squaring the shoulders.
Largest lead of the game right now for the Musketeers. Cartwright, 1 of 8 from the field. Diallo guarded by Marshall. And Makura tries to pick his pocket. Knocked out of bounds.
Now, be honest with you, Coach Cooley, they need a little bit more to Kyron Cartwright. You look at his production, this team is at a different level when he can knock down shots, but he plays with energy. He probes the defense. He's making plays right now, not being able to be as effective as the Friars need him to be.
Cartwright had 13 against Creighton yesterday. Inside, Diallo, great hands, and he'll lay it in.
Wow, great catch in traffic that time by Diallo. And how about not dragging his pivot foot, keeping balance and finishing.
11 points for Alpha Diallo. Scruggs on his 20th birthday. Blew it. And a steal. Bullet. Almost threw it away. Ashton Langford to the basket. Lefty up and in. First bucket of the game for Ashton Langford. 52-39.
Well, get to the basket. Excellent catch. Hands, bobble, but you know what? Still able to finish with Diallo. And that's in traffic right there, Gus.
Elbow choice. Hey, do me a favor. Look at me. Do not. Get it.
Scruggs feeds the post. O'Mara keeps it. Takes Watson. Rebounded. Ashton Langford. And he'll take a 3. In and out. Batted around. Oh, and a big foul inside as Nate Watson just thrown to the ground.
Gus, Nate Watson here couldn't get the ball, control it, but he tipped it, was able to tip it to himself. And Scruggs right there on the grab. Oh, that's Trayvon blew it.
Diallo guarded by Gates. Good. Ashton Langford with the elbow jump shot. 52-41. This kid has made a difference since coming into the game. 6-0 run for Providence.
AYG, know your game. Missed a three-point shot early, but he trailed right at the free throw line where he's real comfortable shooting that pull-up jump shot.
And a steal by Bullock. He's got Cartwright, 3-on-1. Cartwright, no look. Diallo to the hole. Counted on the foul. 8-0 run for Providence.
Gus, it's amazing what you can do when you lock in and play defense. You create a live ball turnover. You get it out to your playmaker. Bullock in the middle of the action. The look away, a la Magic Johnson. Clyde Frazier in the garden. Running the break. And again, the defense can become your best offense. Providence making a run.
Diallo at the free throw line. He's 5 of 6.
Mm.
52-43. Can Providence continue to get stops? Tyreek Jones now guarded by Watson. Puts it on the deck. Has it knocked out of his hands. And a timeout called, or they're going to call jump ball. They get the timeout. Ed Cooley trying to will his team back into this game. The semifinals of the Big East tournament. The winner to head to the championship to play for this. And welcome back to the Big East tournament, sponsored by Jeep Grand Cherokee. From the heart of New York City, 52-43, Xavier leading Providence. And look who's in the house, folks. Be sure to catch First Things First weekdays at 6:30 a.m. Eastern with Chris Carter, Nick Wright, and Jenna Wolf. There are the two guys, Hall of Famer.
Ohio State University.
That's
baby.
right. One of the great receivers in the history of the National Football League.
Well, how about the freshman Ashton Langford? Scoreless against Creighton the other night, but making his presence felt off the bench, active on the defensive end, able to knock down nice little curl jump shot, 2 for 4, 4 points, 1 assist.
And Makai's best game since early December was against Xavier on February 28th. He had 11 points, 3 rebounds, and 3 assists. Right now, nice numbers for Makai. And the combination of Diallo and Ashton Langford have combined for an 8-0 run to make it a 52-43 game. Trey Blewett on an off night so far. He's 1 of 8, 7 points. Inside Scruggs lost it and a foul.
And that play was usually the reverse, Gus. Blewett would set that pick on Scruggs and then slip. But this time Scruggs read it correctly and got down the lane.
Scruggs with 13 points, his 4th double-figure game this season. Most recently, he had 11 against DePaul last Saturday. Now he is set, as Blewett heads out, a new career high. The freshman from Indianapolis on his 20th birthday.
Well, Gus, and it's that kind of a performance that if Trayvon Blewett struggles a little bit, it doesn't impact and hurt the team as much because you have multiple guys that can put buckets in at a high clip for the Xavier team.
Now Cartwright wraps it around Watson, and he's fouled. Nate Watson will go to the free throw line, where he's a 70% free throw shooter on the season. And Watson giving Ed Cooley a very happy birthday present. He announced that he was going to attend Providence on Ed Cooley's birthday.
Get in good with the head coach, baby.
Second free throw good. Big man can shoot free throws.
Beautiful touch, man. I mean, body is still filling out. You see he has a soft touch from the free throw line.
Macura. Scruggs. Macura, quick release 3. Way short. Ashton Langford with the rebound. Here come the Friars on the fast break. Xavier gets back. Cartwright. And a whistle and foul. Looks like Najee Marshall got caught holding him on his hip. And that's his second. 11:51 to go. Providence still fighting. Down 54-45. Coming up next, the Big East tournament continues as Butler takes on Villanova for a spot in tomorrow's final. It all continues next on FS1 or streaming live on Fox Sports Go. A lot of stars in that game. How about these guys? Kamar Baldwin has been balling out.
Not afraid of the big moment, man. We've seen it when he was a freshman, and now he's maturing into a great point guard. My goodness, what a game last night.
And celebs in the house. The head coach of the New York Jets in attendance. And also Bill Murray here to watch his son Luke, who's an assistant coach for Xavier. Obviously Luke got his mother's looks.
And his swag from his mother. Look at it.
54-45. Providence on a 10-2 run since being down by 17. But can they keep it up? Diallo calling for it inside. Ashton Langford has really contributed. Number 1 for Providence. He's got 6 points. 9 to shoot for Cartwright. He turns the corner. Pulls up. Baseline against the roll.
Oh, tough shot.
He's 2 for 9 with 5. 54-47. Providence fans starting to get back into it. They travel well. Gates, a 3. Tapped around by Bullock. Ashton Langford. Hard push to the hole. Loose. Watson dives. Gets it to his teammate Cartwright.
Somebody's open.
Bullock open on the weak side. Nobody can see him. And a foul.
A tough shot on the baseline. This is really good defense by Strauss that time. Better roll, but how about the zone defense paying huge dividends for Providence? See Ashton Langford going to the basket. Coach Cooley loving it right now. Feels the charge.
(54-47). Coach Mack told our Lisa Byington that he knew Providence would make a run. They've got seniors, so be ready for it. Well, here it is. Cartwright, a basket here. And the Providence fans will have something to celebrate. Cartwright for three. Off the back rim.
That would have been a big shot. And the right play, inside-out combination. Cartwright just not able to knock again. Now Providence again got back in that zone defense.
Najee Marshall, a 14-footer, and it's good.
In the zone defense, once your arms go down, you allow the ball to get into the teeth of the defense, and now you can either have a shot or make a play. Najee Marshall chose to knock it in.
Najee Marshall, 4 points, 9 rebounds in this game. Cartwright, tight ropes the sideline. Ashton Langford, who started the second half, has played well. Cartwright off the ball. Again, the baseline fade and hits. Tyron Cartwright starting to heat up now. He has 7. Providence back in the zone. What kind of zone is this?
It's almost like a 2-3 zone, but again, once the ball goes to the top and the wings, you got to push the other player out. You can't get that open right there.
Nice look. Marshall dumps it down to Cantor for the layup and the foul.
Again, attacking the zone. Picture perfect. You swing the basketball, you find the gap, you make plays inside, and the patience of Xavier on the last 2 possessions got them baskets, and if it works once, it might work twice. And Cartwright, a la Michael Jordan right there a little bit on the baseline.
So Karam Cantor at the line. I tell you, this man is crafty. He's 6 of 7 from the field, 14 points. All that tricky stuff inside.
But you notice with championship teams, you always have a player or two that exceeds expectations. You know they can give you a little bit, and Karam Cantor has done that all season.
Transferred from Green Bay after 3 seasons. Bullock. Cartwright driving, spinning, hanging, and winning. 9 points for the young man from Compton, California. 59-51. Blew it back in. Cantor now. Probing. Baseline. Marshall. Short. Well defended. Providence can get even closer right here. Here's Cartwright to the hole. Rejected by McCure out of bounds.
2 great defensive plays. On the other end, it was Bullock, but now J.P. McCure not giving up on the play. You know, yesterday's game, McCure made so many plays off the ball, whether it's steals, blocks.
Watson muscled it up.
Wow, I like the out-of-bounds play. It was too easy. It was right over the top to Watson, right in the middle of the lane.
And the Providence bench starting to bubble now. Good. Inside, Cantor. Knocked out of his hands, taken away, and a reach-in foul on Cantor. 59-53.
Not a lot of operation and space. Isaiah Jackson right there able to turn, swipe in. Cantor commits the foul at the end. This has been great defense by Providence.
Cartwright guarded by Gooden, trying to shake it. Inside. And in for Watson. A 20-7 run for Providence after being down by 17. And here come the crowd. Blew it. And a reach in on Diallo.
Well, Chris Mack said this team is going to make a run. They have seniors, but they got an outstanding freshman that can flat out ball out, Gus. Able to get it in. Friars making a run. Chris Mack understanding the opportunity right now. They're slipping away.
Xavier's second half lead has evaporated. We're tied at 64s, and when this one is in the books, the winning head coach will join us live on the set. Plus, our coach for the night, Kevin Willard, will tell you how Butler might be able to pull off another upset of Villanova, and a slew of highlights, including a great buzzer beater. Guys, we'll see you after the game.
All right, Rob, thank you very much. Here's the game reset. Friars with 2 timeouts. Musketeers with 1, 5 team fouls against Providence, 7 against Xavier. Arrow in the favor of the Friars. And as you take a look at the foul trouble, Lindsey and Diallo with 3, Scruggs with 3. And Nate Watson has been Herculean.
Well, coming out of halftime, we talked about unexpected performances. It was on the Xavier side. How about Nate Watson just stepping up big time? And how about the confidence from the coaching staff and the players to get him the basketball deep? And when he's contributing and performing, everybody has confidence, a different element, a dimension to this Providence offense.
You always wonder how a freshman will respond in a big game, especially in the Big East tournament. Nate Watson has been brilliant. With 15:08 to go, the score was 52-35. 3:30 to go. 64 up at the Garden. Scruggs. Marshall, 2 freshmen. Marshall driving, leading. No, Diallo pulls it down. Providence with a chance to take the lead. Cartwright. Last time Providence led this game, the score was 5-4. Watson calling for it. Jackson down the lane. And way off the mark.
Yeah, I think Trayvon Brewer hit him on the arm a little bit, got away with it.
Scruggs, the runner in traffic, off the heel. Jackson on the other end with a rebound. 2:44 to go, 64-64. Cartwright, the senior, guarded by Scruggs, the freshman. Cartwright, 8 to shoot. Drives baseline, stops, fades. No good. Trey Blewett with the rebound.
Oh, so close that time. Cartwright got to the baseline.
Scruggs, Mercura, Blewett, Cantor, Marshall. Big East regular season champs. Blewett turns and fouls.
Guys, I think it may have been at the end. Diallo was in perfect position. Let's see if he comes down, and that's all ball.
And that is the 4th foul on Diallo. So Trey Blewett at the line. 85% free throw shooter. He's 5 for 5 at the stripe. Good back in. Mercura hits the bench. Tyreek Jones checks in. He replaces Cantor. And a timeout call by Providence. 1:57 to go. 65-64 Xavier. '18 Big East Tournament. Xavier Providence, a 1 versus 5. The winner advances to the championship to take on the winner of our next game between Villanova and Butler. 1-point game. 65-64. Trey Blewett with 1 more free throw coming.
Down the stretch of this game, you know, Trayvon Blewett has struggled with a shot, but I guarantee you Chris Mack is going to put the ball in his hands. If he's able to make plays like this, get the benefit of the doubt, get to the free throw line.
Second one good. 66-64 Xavier. As Cartwright walks it up the floor with Bullock, Watson, Diallo, and Jackson. Diallo playing with 4 fouls. Cartwright straight away. Gooden and Scruggs in the backcourt. Gooden down the lane with the left hand and kick. Scruggs drives. Offensive foul.
What a closeout to get under control by Cartwright. That's Scruggs, 4 foul, but watch the closeout. You want to picture perfect, you get your body ready, force him to the baseline and get inside into Providence bench. That's what I'm talking about, partner.
1:13 to go. Providence has been down by as many as 17. Cartwright off the ball, guarded by Scruggs. Top of the arc, Bullock to the hole, rejected, and he's fouled.
Little isolation play on the elbow. Najee Marshall really doesn't commit. Bullock able to split and get inside, and right on the down right there is where the foul is called.
Bullock, first trip to the line tonight. He's a 73% shooter. 66-65. Subs, McCure coming in with Cantor. Offensive substitutions for Chris Mack. Lindsey in for Providence. Bullock trying to equalize. And we're level. 66-66. Under a minute to go in the Big East semifinal. Gooden. They rise to their feet here at the Mecca of basketball, Madison Square Garden. The winner to advance to the title. Gooden on the baseline. Kicks it out. McCura rims up. Out of bounds, and it's Xavier ball. He'll get a new shot clock.
Wow, I mean, wide open. What a play in the air by Gooden to get McCura that shot. But these are the guys in rebounds right now to win. You got to come up with, if you're Providence, you just can't give this Xavier team another opportunity at a shot at the basket.
So Blewett will serve as the inbounder. 38.8 to go. O'Mara, power dribble, pulls up and hits. Big shot. (68-66) Xavier. John O'Mara found his soft spot and knocks it down.
He was a late sub for Cantor there.
You don't need a 3.
At all.
But you can take one.
If he's open, but I guarantee you it's going to be something where they're going to either Bullock catches it on the elbow, it's going to be a pick and roll with Cartwright. But I will look for
Cartwright
Bullock.
hit that big shot yesterday.
Yep.
What a game. 68-66 Xavier. The Musketeers led by as many as 17. Providence reeled them in. Xavier out of timeouts. Friars with 1. And Providence has the arrow. You have to expect this man to get a chance to either level the game or take the lead with a three-pointer.
Yep, and look for Providence to advance the ball quickly, and probably a little misdirection, Cartwright off a pick and roll, or get Bullock on that right elbow so he can go to his right hand strong to the basket and isolate him.
Bullock 1 for 6 from the three-point line. Here's Cartwright. 30 seconds. Cartwright turns, kicks, Jackson for 3. Loose, McCura with the rebound. To Marshall, blew it inside. He missed it. 16 seconds to go. Cartwright down the lane, and he hits it. And they're going to call it on the floor. But he will shoot.
I mean, in the NBA, yes, this is a continuation. The call is called on the floor, but my goodness, it's so close.
12.3 to go. Cartwright 1 of 1 from the free throw line. First one good. 68-67. Second one good, and we're tied. 68-68. Xavier out of timeouts. Gooden, 10 seconds. Gooden, 7 seconds. Gooden, 4 seconds. Drives. Gooden, 2 seconds. McCura, rejected Bullock, and we're heading to overtime. Wow! What a defensive play by Rodney Bullock.
Gus, down the stretch of the game, it's been some heck of a defensive plays. McCura right here. Great pass, but Bullock once again coming up big time on the defensive end of the court. Wow. Making game-winning plays. Blewett's missed layup opened up the opportunity for Providence, and great pass, great cut. Great defense.
Ed Cooley. He'll take it. 5 more minutes. We still have a chance. Providence with back-to-back overtime games, and Coach Mack wanted a foul. Overtime is sponsored by Jeep Grand Cherokee. 5 minutes on the clock. 68-68. What a game. The Friars were down by 17. Friars 2-1 in overtime games this year. Xavier 2-0. Xavier sends out Blewett, Jones, Gooden, McCura, Marshall, Cartwright, Watson, Bullock, Jackson, and Diallo for Providence. Watson and Jones will jump it up. And it's controlled by the Friars. And Jimmy, at this point in the game, in the Big East Tournament semifinals, overtime, we'll find out who's in shape.
Better believe it. It's been a hard-fought game, physical game. You can be tired after the game.
Bullock, baseline pull. Najee Marshall with yet another rebound. He has 12.
And I'd really love to see Bullock that time pump fake and try to get to the basket. That's been his strength, especially in the second half.
Blewett 1 for 11 in this game. 9 points. Wide open, sets and hits. Still, even though he was 1 for 11, he had the confidence to take the shot.
I'll tell you something, you're that good and you scored that many points. Confidence is one thing you're not lacking. His teammates know it and he knows it.
70-68. Diallo has to stay aggressive. Jackson inside, Watson, and he's fouled. Nice pass by Isaiah Jackson.
And we go back to that Blewett play. Struggling, yes. Losing confidence, of course not. Diallo on the ground, a little stare. Splash. Great move. Almost look a little bit like my man James Harden.
Against Wesley Johnson.
That's right.
Here's Watson. First free throw good. Cantor now coming in for Tyreek Jones. 14 points for Nate Watson. Had a 20-point game this season against Creighton. Second free throw rims off. Xavier holding on to a 1-point lead. Game was tied at 68 at the end of regulation. These two teams split the season series. Each team winning at home. Good. Crosses over. And he's bumped and fouled.
That's about the second time you worked the shot clock down defensively. Xavier been a little bit more aggressive getting to the basket, and the foul is committed. And Gus, you talked about this Xavier team kind of like San Antonio. One thing they don't do is beat themselves. And we see down the stretch, and Xavier can mimic that.
How about Xavier as a team? 15 for 15 from the free throw line. Good shooting 1-and-1. And he missed it. But Tyreek Jones gets the rebound and a new shot clock.
Wow. See, and those are, again, game-winning type plays. Can't give that up if you're Providence.
Kaiser Gates in. Mikura roaming that baseline. Blewett breaks to the ball, fires. Rims off. Isaiah Jackson with a rebound. Providence can take the lead on this trip. Cartwright. Jackson for three. A brick.
That's not the shot right there. That you can get that shot anytime. I think you work it a little bit more.
Jackson 0 for 5 from the field. Still shooting. Blewett. J.P. Mikura now down the lane. Couldn't turn the corner. Wanted a foul. Here's Cartwright.
Need to go let Nate Watson touch it a little bit. Diallo in the post.
Pulls up. In and out. Oh. And back down. First lead for Providence since the score was 5-4. 2:17 to go in overtime. Game was tied at 68 at the end of regulation. Gooden, the sophomore, pulls up for three. Tipped around. And Diallo has it. And Ed Cooley wants things to slow down. 4 down is the play.
Thumb down 4.
Jackson. 12 to shoot. Bullock. 7 to shoot. Jackson. And he's stripped. Here's Blewett. 1:30 to go. Trey Blewett on the baseline. Across the lane, down the lane, off the window, in and out.
Wow, the officials are letting it go. Some contact, but they're letting it go on both ends.
71-70 Providence. Timeout Friars. Woo!
Back and forth, opportunities at the rim. Trayvon Blewett initiating the contact straight up and down. Not able to finish off the glass with his left hand. But Diallo, alpha male inside, able to get the soft touch in the roll for Providence.
(71-70) Providence, 1:14 to go in overtime. As you look at the reset, let's go to Lisa.
Remember 8 days ago, Ed Cooley, when Providence lost to Xavier, said in his post-game press conference, I'd be excited to play them again. He thought it was a missed opportunity. He thought Xavier was playing for everything in that game, playing for a share of the championship, playing for senior day. So he has motivated that for his team. And being good buddies with Chris Mack, you know what, Gus? He knew that would rub Chris Mack the right way. So master motivators here on both sides of the sideline, Gus.
No doubt about it. Chris Mack actually called Ed Cooley after that game and said, what was that about? He said, hey, I want to play you again. Xavier winning that second game, 84-74 at Cintas. Right now, his team, Chris Mack, was up by 17, trailing by 1 now. Kyron Cartwright, Jalen Lindsey in the game. To Diallo, guarded by Marshall, takes him down low, slips, kicks, 7 to shoot. Cartwright crosses over 16, footer, got it! He's eaten. 73-70. 50 seconds to go, and Chris Mack calls a timeout.
Sometimes you just got to create your own opportunity. Cartwright squaring up, Scruggs able to pull up for this jump shot. The momentum has been on the side of this Providence Friars team, and why not? Allow your senior, Compton, to finish the play. And Gus, the last 5 years, bro, this Providence team has been 45-16 in games decided by 6 points or less.
Ed Cooley. .4 to go in overtime. 73-70. Providence, the #1 seed in this tournament. The Xavier Musketeers here at Madison Square Garden on the ropes.
Because you know, as I know, a quick 2, you can get it with this lineup. Xavier, you don't need a 3 unless you're wide open.
Let's see if they go to Trey Blewett when it's all said and done. And a foul called against Providence. And that's the 4th on Lindsey. And that's a 1-and-1 opportunity now for Blewett.
Well, watch the scrum right here. Smartly, Trayvon Blewett. Crafty senior right here. It's going to take the contact, act a little bit, get knocked down, and now get to the free throw line. Very heady by the senior.
Najee Marshall back in for Cantor. Blewett 6 for 6 from the free throw line. One and one. (73-71). And he gets them both. 73-72, 10.8 differential on the shot clock. Jackson calls a timeout. And that was the final timeout for the Friars. Yesterday, Kyron Cartwright hit one of the biggest shots of his career. Get another big win in this game. One-point affair, 73-72. Both teams out of timeouts with 40.8 to go. A 10.8 differential between the game clock and the shot clock. So Xavier does not have to foul.
And Providence, first and foremost, get the ball inbounds cleanly. Get it in the Cartwright's hands. I'm sure what he's going to do is hold the ball a little bit, attack under 10 seconds on the shot clock to see if he can get himself in an isolation pick and roll or get to the basket. But the ball will be in his hands on this possession.
The winner of this game takes on the winner of our next game, Butler-Villanova. Those two teams, Butler and Villanova, also split the season series, each team winning at home. So onto the floor for the Friars: Diallo, Bullock, Lindsey, Jackson, and Cartwright.
Because this Xavier team is really good at funneling you into traffic and then coming in with a little strip and being able to get the ball.
They give it to Jackson. He finds Bullock in the corner. Now they back off. Cartwright guarded by Gooden. They'll jump him in the backcourt. He leaves his feet, finds Bullock in the front court. They want to get it to Cartwright. Bullock, 12 to shoot. Bullock down the lane and stolen, but taken back by Jackson with 6 to shoot. Jackson, left hand, oh no! Here comes Macura, 10 seconds. Macura down the lane. Offensive foul. With 7.7 to go.
Now the question is, does Cartwright get set?
Yes, he did.
Yes, he did.
Jackson, the inbounder, 7.7 remaining. And then Cooley quickly gets his guys together and draws up a play. Huge inbounds pass coming up.
Well, keep in mind, Isaiah Jackson can't move. So he's spotted on the baseline. So he doesn't have a lot of room to work with, especially on this side of the court. So the thing you don't want to do is get it deep in the corner where the out of bounds or the sideline could come into play.
And if Xavier, or when Xavier fouls, Providence will be shooting 1-1. $7.7. What a job by Kyron Cartwright to come in and take that charge.
It is. He stepped up. I mean, big time. He knew his only advantage to stop in this play was to take a charge. Now keep in mind too, Gus, Providence, you have to come to the ball. Isaiah Jackson, you can't float the pass. You have to zip it in there. And if you can't get it in because you don't have a timeout, you got to throw that thing to the other end of the court. And hopefully somebody touches it and gets it. Because if they don't and it goes out of bounds, the ball comes right back underneath the basket down here for Xavier.
Good point.
So there's a lot of things going on right now. Wow. With 7.7 seconds left without a timeout for either team.
Providence trailed this game by as many as 17. Managed to claw their way back into it. The game was tied at 68 at the end of regulation. Both teams coming back on the floor now. Isaiah Jackson looks like he'll throw it inbound. Bullock, Diallo, Lindsey, and Cartwright on the court. So here we go, 7.7 remaining. Diallo breaking to the ball. And Macura knocks it out of play.
It's too soft. That pass is too soft, Gus. That pass can get picked off. Macura is really tricky with that.
7.1 to go. Jackson again. And Diallo gets it and is fouled quickly by Najee Marshall. Diallo 5 of 7 from the free throw line this evening. He'll shoot 1 and 1. Alpha Diallo. Young man from New York City. Playing at home. Big ones here. 74-72.
Hey, Gus, it's very important if you're Providence. Whoever catches the ball for Xavier, they have to have their back to their basket. On the opposite end, if you're Xavier, you want to catch it on the run and go.
And he gets both. 5.7 to go. Xavier, no timeouts. Down. 75-72. Blew it. Back to Gooden. Gooden looking. Can't do it. He doesn't get it off in time. And that's it. The Providence Friars climb the mountain. After being down by 17, they come back and win it in overtime. 75-72.